So we've talked about what I should do. If you have drawn coal, shake your package into the single, put the bucket on it, 9 frames, get it going. Couple, 3 weeks when it's ready, add another box, keep feeding it with a bucket. As needed. Okay, if you're starting on foundation, then it's more complicated. You dump them into your, usually take some frames out. Dump your package in there. Slowly put your frames back in. Put your queen in there. Cram the frames together. Put your rim on. Get your plastic bag. Poke it. If this was foundation, we'd have a feeder in here. But you start out with your plastic bag on top. The minute you put it in there, they might have to spray them down just a little bit, but you should be all ready to set that down on there. Put your bag on there and punch it. And I do remember one thing about those bags is what we were using. You know, you got to have your rim, and that rim needs to be about at least 1.5 inches. I think 1.5 inches is enough. 2 inches would be better. But what we were using is you go to the liquor store and get ice bags, because they usually have ice bags. It's called 10-pound ice bag, and you fill them up and just use a wire tie, and those worked really good. That's what we were using. We weren't using the actual Ziploc. It was just a. And the other thing with those bags that works pretty good is you fill it up. When you go to fill it up, get a bucket of water and fill it up in a bucket of water, so you're not sitting there holding it. Let it set in the bucket of water as you fill it, and it'll kind of hold it for you, and then it's easier to handle. Then wire tie it, and then put it over whatever you're carrying it in. Fill it with water too, and the water kind of supports it, sort of. And then when you get there, even though it's wet, just pull it out, drop it down, and just poke some holes in it. Put your lid on, and you're ready. And do that. Do that until you can see that they're obviously got feed around them. And then start using your inside feeder, because they'll draw it out pretty fast. And when we talk about all this feeding we do in the spring with these new hives, in the fall, one problem you have is feeding too much and getting those things too heavy. You want to, what we do is, we actually have some hooks. We got a scale we can set here. We'll pick this up and set it on the scale. And in 1st of November, we want the thing to weigh about 100 pounds. That unit there. Your double deep would weigh considerably more, and that's part of the reason we don't like a double deep. That there, when it's fed about right, the 1st of November should be about 95 to 100 pounds. Any heavier than that, and it's too heavy. Any lighter, and it's too light. And you can, in this country, you'll always be able to come in and feed earlier in the spring, and it's enough honey for them. And that's what we think you should do. I know changing that configuration might kind of throw you for a spin, but I debated about that. I just hate double deep so bad. They're so hard to work, they're so heavy, there's so much honey wasted, it's hard to get them through the excluder. Where you're, one big advantage of them is that in the spring you can just split them, it just splits easy. The frame's the same size, but I don't think that's a big a deal for you guys to deal with. You've got the medium, because you're probably running medium supers anyway. I don't know, I guess that's all I can think of for now. Let's try that.